yesterday that he hoped U.S. President Donald Trump's meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky would open the door to a long and lasting peace. Speaking at UN headquarters, Polyanskiy pointed to President Trump's recent summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska, saying it had opened an opportunity for future negotiations. He added that Moscow welcomed a scenario in which Kyiv prioritizes peace over what he described as saving their own skin. Let's listen into what Russia's Deputy U.N. Ambassador Dmitry Polyanskiy had to say.
Not our meeting, as you know. Our meeting has taken place quite recently and was in the center of world's attention, so it's a bilateral matter, of course, first and foremost between U.S. and other countries. But what everybody hopes from this meeting is that it will go in the same vein as a meeting with Russia, which, as President Trump himself acknowledged, opened an opportunity for a long and lasting peace. And we welcome very much such a scenario. We hope that Ukrainian leadership will, instead of thinking about saving their own skin, think about their people who don't want to fight and who are ready for peace, fair, just, and long-lasting peace. That's what Russia is trying to achieve in Ukraine for many, many years.
The remarks came as Trump pledged U.S. and European security guarantees for Ukraine during talks with Zelensky and European leaders at the White House. Now, for this discussion, we are joined by Gautam Mukherjee. He's a senior reporter at New Delhi. Thank you, Gautam Mukherjee, for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. Do you think this things that are happening now between Russia, and we saw the statement just come in, do you think that this is indicating a shift in Russia's diplomatic strategy, or is it more about managing public perception?
Well, I think the war is coming to an end with the Donbas region going to Russia, and Ukraine more or less agreed to this because it has a lot of pressure from both NATO, the European allies, and the US. Now, once this is settled, and in fact, this is a foregone conclusion by the time Zelensky arrived in Washington, and so he is more interested in the security guarantees going forward rather than trying to say, I want my territory back, because that is not possible. Similarly, joining NATO is not possible. Security guarantees from the EU and from the US are going to be negotiated, and they will probably be forthcoming, I think, without placing troops inside Ukraine. That means the allies who will guarantee Ukraine's security will come to its aid should it be attacked by Russia at any future time, without placing troops on a prolonged basis, or indeed even right now, because it is a time for demilitarization. The Russians will go way back to their peacetime positions, and likewise the Ukrainian troops, and they will remove all the debris of war and get on with the next phase of the proceedings, which is peace.
Thank you, Gautam Mukherjee, for sharing that. I would like to take another guest, Yulia Klimenko. He is a Ukrainian MP joining us live from Kyiv. Yulia, I don't know if you heard our other guest, Gautam Mukherjee's answer, but what is your take on it? What do you think? Is this a shift in Russia's stance by hearing UN Russian ministers' comments?
Hello, from Ukraine. Yes, I've heard your previous speakers, and I can tell you that's very naive I would say thoughts. I think we are on our way to peace, but it's still a lot to do, because there is no clear plan, practical action plan, which includes security guarantees, financial guarantees to rebuild Ukraine, as well as a justice who will be punished for the all war crimes made by Russians on Ukrainian soil, rapes kids, killing women, kill civilians. So we would like to have, as Ukrainians, we would like to have answers for these questions first, and then you can conclude if we are going to the peace or not. I mean, devil in details, and Russians are playing with details in a very manipulative way. So I think it's a good start, but it's just a start. It could take some period of time to understand what is the practical solutions for all these issues I just mentioned.
Thank you, Yulia, for sharing that. Please, Gautam Mukherjee and Yulia Klimenko,